We think that there are around 2,000 children born with clefts in Guatemala every single year. Being born with a cleft is very difficult because they get malnourished very quickly. Most of the people are poor. The government, they don't provide anything, like there are barely supplies, no medicine. A new mother should be thinking about how their baby will grow up and thrive and make friends. These mothers, they are only worried about keeping their baby alive in which way possible.
We got started, well, my sister got started here. She got started in 2008 after a long trip to Central America. And in 2008 she founded Test Unlimited. Shortly after I got to Guatemala and my sister was doing the Cleft lip project.
I have no medical background, but when I came to Guatemala 15 years ago, I started working as a volunteer in a hospital in Antigua, and they had a nutritional program where a lot of babies were hospitalized, and many of those babies were babies with clefts, and I cannot say it differently, but I fell in love with them. I met a lot of moms who were visiting their babies while they were in that nutritional program. I was investigating a little bit, like what was the help in Guatemala? And there was actually no help. It was very clear for me that that was something that I was going to do.
It starts with us going to places where people are born. If a child is born in a hospital, the hospital know about Test Unlimited and they can refer the parents to Test Unlimited. That's basically where it all starts.
En 4 días, 8 meses. Se hacen 4 horas en pulma. Ya en carro es igual, pero es muy largo el viaje y es muy cansado. Yo no sabía de la asociación, la verdad que yo todavía estaba con problemas en el hospital, pero mi tía de que vive aquí en Guatemala sabía bien de esta asociación, entonces fue ella la que me vino a ayudar con el número de la asociación. Entonces ya de ahí tuvimos ahorita todo este seguimiento hasta, digamos, paso a paso en todo este tiempo.
Traveling for the parents to come to a hospital like us, it's big because most of those parents have never left their village. So it's something like, it's scary. You go to a hospital you don't know of, you go to people you don't know. So yeah, it's a lot.
So capturing the child, making sure that they get in weight, making sure that they're healthy enough for surgery, making sure that the parents are educated, know what they're going to. That's where we specialize in. And then Free to Smile is specialized in getting surgeons and getting medical teams to perform the surgery. The initial partner relationship is established by my sister Tessa and Byron.
Byron Henry, with the help and support of his wife Stacy, started the foundation in hopes of helping the poorest of the poor.
I always knew that I loved the cleft kids, and once you begin to do this surgery, it becomes very empowering, I think, to see what these kids are up against and then how you can change their lives by doing this surgery.
Free to Smile is a foundation that I began in 2008. I had done several missions as a resident, and I saw the striking need for this treatment. And I also saw in some countries you would have these teams that would come in and bring a team of inexperienced surgeons. They bring them down there and they try to learn how to do cleft lip and palate surgery. And they would do it for a week, and then they would never come back. And so I began to put together the organization so that we can comprehensively partner with people overseas and treat these children just the way that we do here.
I think at that time we needed each other. I needed him and he needed me. And we met in Café Barista. Byron and I, we had a coffee there, and I told him the vision I had at that time, and he told me his vision, and that's the moment that we started working together.
I think the biggest difference between other organizations and Free to Smile is that we have follow-up care. We get to see our surgeries before and after, and we continue to follow up with these patients, and we also know that these patients are being taken care of after we've operated with them.
To me, the uniqueness with the Free to Smile trips has a lot to do with the local individuals who are helping organize the trips. On some medical mission trips, the first day is a screening day. And so hundreds of patients, hundreds of children come in, and everybody's hoping that they get picked for that week. These trips are much more organized. These kids are screened weeks in advance and scheduled for each individual trip. And so you don't have to turn away people, which I think is really unique to these trips compared to some of the other trips I've been on.
These trips are amazing. The collaboration between Free to Smile and Tessa Unlimited just makes all the difference in the world. Tessa is so very well organized with follow-ups on the children. I get updates on how the kids are doing through her milk program and everything that she's built up, and now the surgical center. She's saving lives, literally, and it is incredibly important for these kids who wouldn't make it otherwise.
If you look at the textbooks, it's 1 in 700 people are born with cleft lip and or palate. So it's a very common thing. The moment a child in the United States is born, they go into the system, and within about 3 months they get their first surgery. Over here, that's not the case.
Con ellos hay que tener muchos cuidados. Hay que estarlos cuidando, estar limpiando a cada rato sus juguetes, sus pertenencias más que todo, sus manos, todo por lo mismo que ellos sí se pueden enfermar por cualquier cosita.
If you're in the United States and you get an ultrasound, you know that your baby will be born with a cleft. In Guatemala, that's totally different. First of all, it's a shock for the mom. They don't know where to go to. The only thing they have is breastfeeding, and which is difficult when your palate is open. And second of all, in Guatemala, there's quite some discrimination. If you're a little bit different, I mean, society looks at you like, hey, what's that? Because they're not used to it. They will blame very quickly a mother because she looked into the eclipse, or she had probably an affair with another guy, which is not true, but I mean, they will find a way to blame her. So the struggle is there from the beginning.
Older children that we meet that, let's say, that are 4 or 5 years old, 6, 7, 8 years old, that still have cleft, often do not go to school. They encounter a lot of social problems. The mom encounters a lot of social problems. They often have a stigma in their community where they're shunned.
I don't want to say they wouldn't have a chance, but they wouldn't have a chance. If they still have a hole in their palate, their speech is going to be completely off. So it's just, they would have a disservice their entire life and would kind of be ostracized. You just hope that what we're doing for them is creating a better life.
Que sea alguien en la vida, que se prepare muy bien y que no por cómo va a estar, porque siempre quedan con marcas, pues que le demuestre a las personas que por la situación que tiene, pues no quiere decir que es un fenómeno o algo así. Él es una persona que tiene sentimientos y todo, que él puede sobresalir aunque la gente crea que no.
What are we giving these children by repairing their cleft lip and palate? You're giving them a chance at not just repairing their lip and having an aesthetic appearance, but you're giving them a chance at life. You're giving them a chance at an education, at a job, at a marriage, at friends, at being socially accepted. So it comes with many, many things.
Sí, un poco nerviosa, no pude dormir bien, pero sé que valdrá la pena el desvelo porque es algo que tanto hemos esperado y llegó el momento que vaya a triunfar. Pues porque a veces hay complicaciones, pasan cosas y ese era mi miedo.
The first thing that we do on the cleft palate repairs is mark out specific anatomic landmarks, which we'll use to guide our incisions and to reapproximate the muscle and the skin and the mucosa. So we've basically completed a primary cleft lip repair. We've reapproximated the white roll that goes along the lip and the vermilion border, and you can note the changes in the nose as well. And we've ended up with some pretty good symmetry between the two nostrils.
Pero sí, gracias a Dios todo salió bien y pues hay muchos cuidados que hacerlo, pero siguiendo los pasos todo va a salir bien.
Let's get you out.
I can unhook him too. Yes, please.
Mama? Yeah.
Hi, baby.
We'll get you.
Lo va a cargar y le va a estar dando por poquito. Suerito. Por poquitos el suerito.
¿Qué pasó, mi amor? Ya, mi amor, ya, mi amor.
It's a big goal, huge goal. It's always going to be work to be done. We're never going to finish. Every day you have hundreds and hundreds of children that are being born in Africa, in Asia, in South America, Central America with cleft lip and palate. So the ultimate goal of Free to Smile is to continue to do good quality work, continue to treat people kindly, continue to help children around the world and create great partnerships with others to do such. And in the end, we just want to give back to the world.
I hope in many years we have a comprehensive care system where local surgeons can do the surgeries, where we're not having waiting lists anymore. It's a dream. Not sure if I'm going to achieve it in this life, but I hope in the future that Guatemala will be able to do it like that.
Muy feliz porque ya logró uno de los primeros objetivos que tenía que lograr. Muy contenta con la asociación por lo que ha hecho por el nene. Y sí, los resultados se ven que todo salió bien y gracias a Dios por la operación todo quedó excelente. Pues si no hubiera estado, pues no, más que todo no se podría así ayudar a los demás niños, porque no solamente hay un caso en cada país y en cada departamento, son varios casos. Y pues gracias a la asociación que está, pues todos los niños ya han recibido sus cirugías y yo sé que para cada madre pues es una gran alegría.
15 years ago I started, and you see all those very malnourished, skinny babies, and you think many times they're not going to make it. And then now 15 years later, they're going to school and having dreams and want to become our next surgeons or pediatricians that are our future. That is the next generation.
So when I started in 2008, yeah, I had an idea, that I wanted to help kids. And while it's been hard, it's been incredible. I mean, I never could have dreamed that it would be at this spot. I mean, I thought that it would become an organization that would help cleft lip and palate children, but I had no idea it would be at the level it is. And I'm so grateful for the people that have had this happen. It's not me, I didn't make this happen. So many people have made this happen, and all of them equal. So many surgeons that have dedicated their time, and anesthesiologists, nurses, and extraneous volunteers that have done just so much graceful, loving, kind work to help other people. It's to an incredible level that I'm very, very proud of, and it's been a wonderful ride. I wouldn't trade it for the world.